maybe barefoot. Everyone take off your shoes. We're good to go.
Should have worn underwear.
It's that kind of party.
So, just first of all, a real big thank you for all of you having taken the time to come here today as we go through the informal ceremony.
Baxter!
Going through the informal ceremony, there will be a moment where I think it'll be good for us not to get too serious, but to appreciate what it means for two people to come together and actually decide that they're committing to love each other. I think all of us that have been in relationships know that it's not always an easy journey, but there's some reason that we keep doing it. And I guess we each live into that the best way that we can, and we'll say something about that. And I just want to thank Shelley and Matt for being so gracious. Amen. So let's just give those guys a hand. And for your mom and all the time she spent in the garden making it beautiful, I'm sure she'll see a photograph or two and you can let her know that we really appreciated that. It's just so generous. It's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to say a few things. We'll have the various mothers say a few things. They'll say some things to each other. At some point, we'll pronounce them married. They'll kiss each other, and then we'll have a grand party. So you guys good for that?
Yes.
So when I asked Cecilie and Justice a little bit about how they met, obviously we were aware of how they met by the Facebook pictures that were occurring on this journey. It really became apparent to the two of us, at least Amy and I, that there was an amazing amount of joy that we were experiencing when we saw these photographs of the two of you that we met. And I was just thinking, in a way, life is a journey, right? We have a start, there's the adventure, and then there's a closing. And then we start a new journey. And there's an adventure, there's a closing, and I think we keep learning from each of those cycles. And if I think about the journey, not having obviously met you until recently, but being at the beginning of the journey of justice coming into the world, and then to think of life, and then as I recall, you both have dreams about going to Africa. Yours was about a 10-year-long dream, and I think yours was about 10 years as well. So independent in two different continents, we have people developing and growing, at some point having a dream to go to Africa. And on that trip, they get to meet each other. And in a way, you have an external journey, and that began an internal journey. And as I recall you telling the story, there was a point where you had made the journey, you had connected, but then each of you had your own adventures that you wanted to fulfill. You to go back to school, do the things that you had dreamed of, you were coming back. And then I think in some ways you kind of broke up. When they decided that they should each trust and risk that they needed to go their own way. And then as fate would have it, and I think you said love conquers it all, they got back together. That's right. There's a song. I think there's a song in that. And so it's just wonderful to watch in a short period of time how you guys have navigated connecting, the joy of the adventure, the challenges, and then the choice to come together. And it hasn't been easy, just changing continents, changing lifestyles. I know you guys will each have something to say about that. So I thought it might be appropriate, and I know some of you only know Justice and Cecilie briefly, but if there's anybody who'd like to say something about what you've seen in the two of them or in Justice together, maybe a moment or two if you want to say something.
Oh, I love to say we love you, Dad. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for coming in our lives.
No, we kind of randomly met through I don't know, I don't think things happen for a reason, but the way everything kind of happened makes you kind of wonder.
Yeah, right.
Because it just kind of fell into place perfectly. Both you working with us and everything, but we're seriously so happy for you guys.
Yeah, right.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
This is
On my side, it's like you get to welcome me part of the family. Like it was like 2 months ago, and now look at you guys.
No, it's starting to feel like a family.
It is.
Yeah.
There's a pretty serious bond going right now.
No, of all the hard times and bad days, like this is not one.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Exactly. On the adventure, this is the good one. and maybe Eddie will say something from your view how this all got connected. And Nico, if you'd be willing to say something, because you were actually there when they met.
Yeah, I was there when they met for sure. Like we lived in some. Usually at the beginning of a relationship, you're kind of far apart. But they got smashed together, and had spent a lot of time with each other, especially early on. So they pulled through a lot, and we always expected them to kind of go off in their own direction, but they kind of always found a way to come back together. And it looks like you guys found a pretty sweet spot here in Austin. Coming in, and
Not their house.
Okay, they're just borrowing. This is a backdrop right now.
Throw that out there. No, we're all right.
I struck gold, so
It's a pest control business.
you guys found a good group of fans pretty quick, and it seems like Cecilie is fitting in pretty well.
Great. And thank you for coming from Canada.
I didn't know it means a lot.
Not sure if it was because of the warmth or because of that.
it's not like quite Canada. It's way Canada. Like it's like almost Alaska Canada. Yeah.
That's been playing them
So thanks, you guys. Because in a way, a relationship I don't think exists by itself. It exists inside of a community. And so friends and how we take care of each other, support each other when the days aren't so great, celebrate when the days are great. And so, Amy, if you might want to say something about...
Yeah, Justice went off to Africa, having dealt with some personal issues and some challenges, and it was a big struggle to get all of the resources and everything together to get on this trip. And then he took off, and we would get the Facebook posts. And what struck me in my heart was just how much more alive he would post every time there would be a post. He was just gorgeous. He was getting more and more handsome every minute. And then, about halfway through the trip, we started seeing pictures of her.
The truth came out.
And I felt like, they were like snowboarding down sand dunes, and they were bungee jumping off of cliffs, and I just felt like this woman really met him and just brought him alive, and that they could share that adventure together. And it just really made Richard and I so happy to see that. And then when we got to meet Cecilia, last year at this time, I fell in love with her, just my heart fell in love with her heart. I love her for Justice. I also selfishly love her for me. I just feel like she's a sister. So I'm so happy for both of them. And it's lovely to be here. I'm amazed that these two people manifested.
A mansion, friends.
These people, and, in such a short time.
I'm renting them by the hour. So.
Hurry up, baby.
Yeah, it just feels, as a person who cares so much about justice, I feel so happy.
I have my daughter, the youngest daughter. I'm very sorry because and then I can never forget and she's going to justice and like justice. Here's the actually I stayed here in Austin for 14 days and I'm very happy only because we went to be in another family and I'm glad I think these days are a nice time and I know I'm English, I'm not American.
Better than our Danish, yeah.
But I'm trying very much. And I think Cecilie is perfect. Lots of love from this
And I think the party's going to go to Denmark January the 5th if you guys want to join. It's quite sneaky. She gets 2 different weddings.
I will put this show, you know, it could be cold.
So thanks. And I just want to say, Justice, who would have guessed that a dream of mine to go to America is to meet you and your mom, and all these years later, the adventures that you've been on. It's a real privilege, and I'm very grateful that you've asked me to marry you. So we have
feel very honored.
in fact, I met Justice's mom in a ministerial school where I actually was an ordained minister. It was a different lifetime, but I'm putting on that now.
Doing a good job.
So, yeah.
We want to meet her.
Thank you. And on behalf of your family, your biological family that can be here, we'll have them standing.
They're here right now.
So we have family over here and there, and we have this family out there. So this is where I'm going to look at my notes, because this is the more serious part. Yeah. So this is where I ask you, Justice, do you take Cecilie to be the woman of your dreams?
I absolutely do.
And Cecilie, do you take Justice to be the man of your dreams? So now you get a chance in a moment, because I think you need to give me her ring so I can give it to her. You have that. So in a moment, what I'm going to ask you to